What's up, guys? It's your friend Mike Murray back here. This time with an NFL Week 11 breakdown playing on Draftkings. So that's the pricing and the format we're using. If you enjoy the content, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. I'm pretty happy with the comments so far this week, guys. We're getting a nice dialogue going. Really helps me. Hopefully I help you guys. I feel like we're getting on some good plays this week. Some things that I didn't catch on originally to when I was breaking down the slate. Some news I had missed and some angles that I like this week. So I'm gonna try to make this video a little bit shorter than most of the breakdown videos, but a little trim it up a little bit. I've noticed on, at least for me, some of the other podcasts on the internet breaking down the DraftKings slates, they're like over. Obviously, mine are never over like an hour long, but some of these people that are pretty popular, they make their videos over an hour long, and I just don't think most people want to watch videos that long. So I'm going to try to make the breakdown video. I always try to make the breakdowns video as short as possible. So without further ado, let's get right into the slate. It's an 11 game slate. So Dallas at Detroit. That's the first game I have up here. So on Dallas, guys, I think I've already talked about this. I like Zeke here. Zeke's been getting called up by the media. I think Zeke's going to come to play. It's the worst rush defense in the NFL. David Montgomery just failed against Detroit. So, guys, if you were on Montgomery last week, play Zeke this week. That just happened with. Remember, look at Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook at Kansas City was very high priced. He failed. Okay. The next week, Dalvin Cook goes off, and then Henry goes off against Kansas City. So if you were on Montgomery last week, I'd smash that Detroit defense again this week. And it doesn't sound like Matt Stafford's going to play, so I don't really want to give you any picks from the Detroit side. Maybe T.J. Hawkinson and Jeff Driscoll if you really want to get crazy and save some money. But it's all, I always love going QB to tight end and running it back with the running back. It's one of my favorite stacks to do. I'll have to look more into that. I will put that in the player pool. I did have Stafford and Galladay written down, but I will put in Driscoll and Hawkinson in my player pool. The next game is Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Nick Foles will be coming back for this game. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay, Nick Foles likes throwing to the slot receiver. Indianapolis gets beat more by possession receivers and not really by like DJ Shark's price I like in his own. I think he's gonna be low owned, but you just like don't beat Indianapolis going over the top, and that's how he usually has his big games, catching long passes. D.D. Westbrook's coming off an injury. I don't feel great about anything on Jacksonville. This is kind of a weird spot. I don't know. I mean, I think D.D. has a solid game. Not sure if he has a tournament winning upside, but he is in my player pool. If I played anyone from the Jacksonville side, I would play D.D. Westbrook here. On the Indy side, there's two guys that are in play for me. Marlon Mack, even though I don't really love him I don't, something, he is in play, but I'm not crazy about the play. There's another guy in this range that I like significantly more that is going on all my teams this week, and we'll get to him later. Eric Ebron is in play here. Eric Ebron was complaining to Frank Reich, or whatever the coach's name is, before last game about his involvement in the offense. He got 12 targets last week, and he dropped a touchdown. It was an amazing play by the defender. If you saw it, he had the ball caught in the end zone going down. That defender ripped it out of his hands and got the ball. That would have given Ebron like a 20-point game, and he would be at 3,600. He would have been way more expensive and be way higher owned here, and he crushed Jacksonville last year. He had like a 30-plus point game against Jacksonville, super low ownership last year. So Jacoby Brissett's coming back this week. Honestly, as a week goes on, I don't love the matchup for Ebron, but I think Ebron can win, does have big upside. He is an athletic freak, man. He's a very explosive guy. So Ebron is in the play pool. Guys, tight end this week is tough. There's so many. Some people don't like tight end this week. I think there's a lot of good options. Tight end's very, we're gonna get to another guy in a couple games, but there's some good options this week. There's about 4 guys that I'm thinking about, and we've already talked about 2 of them. So it's Ebron's one, Hawkinson's another one, but I don't think I like either one of those 2 as much as the next 2 guys we're going to talk about eventually in the video. So let's move on to the next game. Like I said, Marlon Mack. I have a feeling that Indianapolis wins this game covers the spread pretty comfortably. They're due for a good performance here. They just are. They've lost 2 straight. They're a good team. They're looking to make a playoff run. I don't hate Marlon Mack. I don't hate him. I want to reiterate that. But he doesn't really catch passes. At 6,400, you're going to need a 25-plus point game. Basically, you're going to need 120 in a time. I think in this matchup, he can do that. So he is in the player pool. Him and Ebron are in the player pool from this game, along with D.D. Westbrook. The next game, Buffalo at Miami. I'm going to make this really short and really simple. It's Devin Singletary and move on. Devin Singletary went to Florida Atlantic University. He's from Plantation, Florida, which is right outside Miami. He's going back home. He got 7 targets last week. He's $6K. He's way underpriced, okay? Singletary, to me, looks the best out of all the rookie running backs. Him and Josh Jacobs are right there. Jacobs' volume is way better, way more involved at the goal line. That's the only knock on Singletary. It's his lack of involvement near the goal line. They seem to like, there's something about this Buffalo coaching staff. They seem to not like to score points because when they get down near the red zone, they just seem to love seeing Frank Gore run into the back of their offensive line. I don't understand it, man. I understand they're probably trying to save Singletary for the playoff run, the end of the season. But my God, if I watch Frank Gore get another goal line carry and run in and gain no to negative yards, I'm going to bash my head against the wall. God. Never mind. Anyways, Singletary is the play from this game. I love Singletary. I didn't even catch that he was from Miami until last night. Love Singletary here. He's going on all my teams. Denver at Minnesota. You know something, man? I don't know about this game, man. I don't know about this game. From the Denver side, you can't play. If I was going to play anybody, I'd play Courtland Sutton at low ownership. But, I don't know if I trust that quarterback getting him the ball down the field. Okay, we're not afraid of this Minnesota secondary. Or you can use tight ends against Minnesota, but I'm not playing Noah Fant on the road. That's not happening. On the other side, I'm never going to tell you to not play Dalvin Cook, but so far this week, guys, I'm targeting Zeke in a better matchup. This Denver defense is not that bad. Listen, I'm not going to ever tell you to not play Cook. Cook's a beast. Cook's a savage, okay? Like Dalvin Cook. Another thing to mention about Zeke, Zeke's only 9% projected ownership right now. I don't think that's going to stay true. I think Zeke's going to be a little bit higher owned than that. Never going to tell you to not play Dalvin Cook. If Adam Thielen is back here, it does make this a little. We're going to have to revisit this situation because we know we can target that, not Chris Harris, but we can target that other cornerback on Denver. He's not very good. So that's something to keep in mind. But so far this game, man, I don't want to give you guys anybody from that. I really don't have a good feel for this game. This kind of strikes me as a game that's going to be a boring under type spot. Like I said, I don't even want to put anyone in my player pool from this game. If I had to, I'd probably Courtland Sutton and that just move on. He's a tournament play only. New Orleans at Tampa. Okay, New Orleans snuck up the joint last week. Interesting spot here in a soft matchup against Tampa Bay. For me in this game, on the New Orleans side, I don't think I get to Drew Brees. I don't think I want to pay up for him. I don't think he's my pay up option this week. If I play anyone, I'd like Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith, and Jared Cook. I'm sorry for giving you guys three different guys from the same team. It's just kind of hard to Tampa Bay's so bad against the pass. It's so hard to pick where to attack them. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure I want to play Jared Cook on the road. I kind of thought his breakout game would happen more at home, but, he got 9 targets last week. 9 targets. So he's underpriced. Maybe, I don't know. This is a tough spot to play. It's not a tough spot to play a guy from the Saints, but it's tough to really key in on which dude to play. Traquan Smith, 3,800. I kind of wish he was a little bit cheaper than that. I didn't get a chance to look at his snap percentage, but I'll probably do that in the Saturday update. I will revisit this specific angle probably the most. That's probably the thing I'm the most fuzzy about right now on this slate is the Saints. But on the other side, give me Godwin over Evans. A lot of people are going to go to Evans with Lattimore being out. I think they're going to double team Evans, and the Saints slot corner is a rookie. He has been playing a lot better, but he's going to be one-on-one with Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin roughed him up last time. I like Godwin over Evans here. And you can't play Jameis Winston. There's another high-priced quarterback that I just like a little bit better, and we're going to get to him in a little bit. Going to the next game, the Jets at Washington. This is a weird game, man. There could be some fantasy goodness here. On the Jets side, my God, get a folding chair and hit me over the head. But I think I like Robbie Anderson again here if he's okay. He didn't miss practice or limited in practice with a back injury earlier this week. I'm not paying for Sam Darnold on the road. We talked about this. Sam Darnold doesn't really have big games on the road. His big games happen more at home in soft matchups. This is a soft matchup. Washington gets beat by vertical over-the-top receivers on the right side of the field. That's where Anderson plays a lot. He can get matched up on Josh Norman. He can't defend vertical routes. So Robbie Anderson is firmly in play. And you got a Jameson Crowder revenge spot. I just don't like 5,700. That's just tough for me to swallow. But I'd say both of them are in play. Crowder and Anderson are in play. On the other side, if you want to get crazy, I don't hate playing Haskins and McLaurin, but it's really risky. I don't know if I trust Dwayne Haskins here. You can also play the Jets defense. That's sneaky. 3,100 on the road. Don't love the fact that they're on the road. Can't play the Jets defense here. Don't mind that at all. Okay. Atlanta at Carolina. Guys, this is a really tough game because there's so much fantasy potential here. On the Atlanta side, I like that the Graham, the tight end, Ramal Ali put me on him. That's a good play at 2,800. I like that angle. I'm not afraid of Carolina against tight ends. I'm not afraid of their opponent rank. They're 7th in the league or something right now. They haven't really played against anybody. O.J. Howard had a lot of yards against them, and someone else did too. I don't remember, but not afraid of them. Could also play Russell Gage. Brian Hill's going to be chalk. Let me revisit this as the slate goes on. This and the New Orleans are the two parts of this slate I'm a little bit fuzzy about. I don't know exactly who to play in Atlanta yet. I lean more towards Hill and Graham, but I don't want to play both of them. I want to play one or the other. Carolina has a really bad rush defense. I don't hate Brian Hill chalk. If I got to look a little bit more into that. He's already 50% owned. I got to look more into that before I give my stamp of approval on that. I've been kind of busy this week, so I haven't really made a firm decision on the Hill chalk. On the Carolina side, I like Kyle Allen to DJ Moore. That's what I like here. Nothing else. I think DJ Moore is breaking out. I'm not afraid of Atlanta after last week. That was a fluke, in my opinion. Houston at Baltimore. My high-priced QBs this week will probably come from this game. I think this game hits the over. I like Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller here. I'm not afraid of Marcus Peters. Don't let his interceptions and turnovers fool you. He can still get burned over the top. Will Fuller's had a bye week to rest his hamstring injury. We've seen Will Fuller in the past come right back from injuries, soft tissue injuries, and have big games. He's at 3% ownership right now. I love Will Fuller for 5,800 at low ownership. I have a hard time believing he's going to stay at that ownership, though. So I like Watson to Will Fuller. I also like Duke Johnson in the spot. He's definitely in play. Maybe Peters has changed his game. Maybe they're going to lock down the receivers, and they're going to have to move the ball through Duke. Duke has the ability to, like I've said in a couple videos ago, guys, when you want one of these pass-catching running backs to get 25 points, you want him to be priced around 4K. That's exactly what Duke's priced at. Duke Johnson is in play. On the other side, I don't mind Lamar as a tournament play, but the problem I have with Lamar is that Marquise Brown missed practice today. We need to get more information on that. Marquise Brown and Lamar is a stack that is in play this week in this spot. But so far for me, I like Watson to Fuller more. That's a stack that I like a little bit more. At low, Watson's under 5% ownership too here. But I think I'm pretty confident this game hits the over. I am. I'm pretty confident that game hits the over. Arizona at San Francisco. With all the injuries the Niners have, I kind of feel like the San Fran D at 1,500 is a little sneaky in this spot. I don't think they're going to win you the slate, but I think they can get you like 7-8 points. I think Andy Isabella is a really sneaky tournament play at 3,500. He's looked really good the last couple games. He's looked really good. And he had a big game against San Francisco the last time. So maybe they go back to him. I don't know. He's a dart throw in tournaments. Don't love that it's on the road, but hey, what are you going to do? We got to take chances in this. On the other side, on the San Francisco side, Debo looks like he's going to be chalk. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I have a weird feeling about this game. Definitely in play. He's on one of my teams right now. We'll put Debo from this game and Isabella in the player pool. Not crazy about the Arizona defense would really just make a team loaded with studs fit. If you have to do that, I don't hate it. Like I said, I think they can get you 7 points or something, 8 if you're maybe. I don't know. Mainly, I like those two receivers from this game. Okay, move on to the next game. Cincinnati at Oakland. The Cincinnati side, man, they just, Oakland secondary is terrible. I don't hate playing Finley on the road. He's really cheap. Got to tell you, man, when you play these crappy quarterbacks, you kind of want to play them more at home than on the road. Um, I think I like Tyler Boyd here. It's kind of tough though, man. Yeah, I'll go Tyler Boyd to Ryan Finley. Auden Tate is a guy that I do think has some upside, but it's kind of thin, man. You know, their Oakland secondary is so bad. They're terrible, man. They get beat down the field. So I want whoever you think is going down the field for Cincinnati is definitely in play with Finley because he's so cheap. On the other side, uh, Josh Jacobs at 6,900, definitely in play. Josh Jacobs, great matchup. Cincinnati has not got burned on the ground in a long time. Kind of feels like they're due to give up a big game to a running back. And also, Darren Waller's in play. Darren Waller crushes zone defense. I'm pretty sure Cincinnati plays a lot of zone defense, so Waller's in play. Okay? I feel pretty. I have a gut instinct at 5,500. He's over 20% owned, but I have a gut instinct that Waller's going to have a big game this week. But I also like Jacobs too. I can't tell you not to play Josh Jacobs. This is a great spot. Got 5 targets last week. Kind of for whatever reason, like I said, just man, 5,500 is too cheap for Darren Waller's upside. The only problem I have with Darren Waller is both his huge games against Green Bay and Minnesota. Okay, they came when his team was trailing by a lot of points. Okay, that's my only concern about him. Is a lot of his big games came in trailing mode. Not going to probably happen against Cincinnati. So something to think about. The last game on the slate, New England against Philadelphia. Okay. Philadelphia gets beat on the perimeter. They get beat on the boundaries down the field. We know that. And they get beat by, to a lesser extent, by pass catching running backs. Okay. I don't trust Tom Brady to beat them deep down the field on the road. They're off a bye week though, so they are going to have a nifty little game plan here probably. We need to see what the status of N'Keal Harry is. If N'Keal Harry is going to get a lot of snaps, maybe he does. Maybe this is where they roll him out. He's in play at 3K on the road. Don't love it, man. Don't love it. Philip Dorsett, like I said, we need to get more information on that end of the game. Because if Harry's going to be inactive again or not touch the field, Dorsett is a tournament play at 4,200. Subsequently speaking, James White, I wish he was a little bit cheaper than 5,400. I don't think you can pay 5,400 for James White. I just don't know. You're looking for a 25-point game from James. 20, if you just do the math in your head, man, he's not going to get many carries. He's going to have to catch 7 passes for 80 yards and a touchdown. He's barely scraping it to 20, 21 points. Just really tough to pay 5,400 for him. And he does have some ownership right now, so he's not that sneaky. On the other side, I like Miles Sanders in the Philly defense. I think the Patriots offensive line is really banged up, and Philly's going to pressure the quarterback a lot this week. I think Brady might be done. He might be a little washed up here, man. He doesn't really have the ability to drive the ball down a field like he used to. And I'm from Massachusetts. I watched a lot of the Patriot games. The Eagles are going to run some 2 tight end sets here with a lot of their injuries, so you could play Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert's a really good player. He's going to be a big fantasy guy in the future, so I don't hate that. I don't know if he's going to win you the slate. That's what we're trying to do, guys, trying to get slate winning scores, so not sure he's going to get you. We're looking for 20 plus 15. If we're playing a guy like Graham, we're looking for 15 points out of Graham at 2,800 from Atlanta. That's a crush. That's crushing his price tag. That's awesome. That's exactly what we want. Dallas Goedert, I'm not probably going to play him, but you're free to if that makes your team work. Here, I like Miles Sanders in the Philly defense. So, guys, wrapping up. I know this video went a couple minutes longer than I wanted it to. I appreciate all you guys watching. I like going back and forth with you guys. Feel free to leave comments on the video. Let me know any angles you're on this week, any angles you're off. Tried to make this one a little shorter for you guys. Didn't want to, drag it out longer than it had to be. Kind of rushed through it. Got a little busy right now. But for the Saturday update, always come back here and check. On Saturday afternoon or evening, I go back to this video and I list in bullet point fashion my final plays for the slate. I'm thinking about doing something a little different. I'm thinking about just putting my condensed player pool and a little short bullet point notes, not anything, just 2, 3, 4 bullet point notes about the slate. I don't want to overload you guys with information. And remember, you don't have to follow my final plays. A lot of times, man, these breakdown videos, they're better than the updates. Sometimes they are actually, and sometimes they're not. But listen, guys, At the end of the day, follow your process and your gut instinct. You don't have to listen to me. It's okay. I'm not, this is just my plays and what I'm doing. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day or evening. Have a great weekend, and let's win some money on Sunday.